Hello, Cancers, and welcome to your horoscope for April 2024. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. And thank you for joining me today. So, here today, I'm going to discuss the main astrological events happening in April, and I'll tell you how they will influence your zodiac sign on a deeper level. This horoscope is most accurate for your rising sign. However, you can also watch it for your moon sign or your sun sign if you wish, just to get a bigger picture, a wider perspective upon your life. I follow Western astrology, tropical zodiac. So here we go. Thank you very much. And let's begin. All right, Cancers, it's a very, very important month of 2024. We've got the famous Jupiter and Uranus conjunction this month, but also we've got Mercury retrograde and a solar eclipse in Aries. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. This is Mercury retrograde, which starts on April the 1st and will last until the 25th of April. The pre-shadow period starts on the 19th of March. So as we begin the month, Mercury will immediately station retrograde at 27 degrees of Aries. So overall, the most significant placements of this retrograde will be between the 15th and the 27th degree of Aries, or any other cardinal signs. You will have either oppositions, conjunctions, or squares with the cardinal energies. Now, Mercury retrograde will occur in your 10th house of career, of your public image. So overall, upper part of the chart, your career is influenced, your direction, career direction, your career path. This is all here really strongly influenced. Very often when Mercury, the planet of communication, rational thinking, our intellect, judgment, transportation is retrograde in the 10th house, we tend to reassess our career. If you have been dissatisfied with some aspects of your career, they will come up and show up during this retrograde phase, without a doubt. Now, there is quite a lot happening this year in the sign of Aries, of course, at least in the first quarter of 2024. We had the Chiron and the North Node conjunction back in February. Then now we've got Mercury retrograde, a solar eclipse here as well. So clearly there is something that needs to be addressed, adjusted, or changed, modified in your career area. Now, Mercury retrograde could also help you to reconnect with some people from the past, some career connections. So you might very well enjoy some business networking events during this time. Of course, back up all your data, all your files. If you're going to be traveling, especially for work, throughout the month of April, make sure that you are well prepared. There could be delays, setbacks, cancellations as per that Mercurian influence, and it could be just not, things might be just happening out of your control through external influences. So generally check your trains departures or your flights departures. Make sure that there isn't any traffic on the way to your destination, or perhaps leave earlier. So it's all about planning, good planning, and staying organized here throughout the month of April. Try to avoid, if you can, making any major decisions, especially if something comes up into your mind during Mercury retrograde, a brand new idea, a brand new concept. If you can, try to implement it after the 25th of April, because very often when Mercury ends its retrograde phase, suddenly we change our mind about something that perhaps we were obsessing about during the retrograde phase. So this is on a side note. Now, here, moving forward, on the March the 8th, we've got a solar eclipse in the sign of Aries at 19 degrees, a very, very similar degree to the one of the North Node and Chiron conjunction that occurred back in February. So here, during that time, I told you that the story that would occur during that time might be very well connected to a story of this particular solar eclipse. We will not have any more eclipses this year in Aries. So this is a very, very important eclipse connected to your career. It aligns with the North Node and with Chiron. So overall, this is something about the future, without a doubt, something that's generally an idea, opportunity that could align you with your purpose. Now, this could be very well connected to something from the past as well, because Mercury is retrograde. So perhaps you are returning to an idea that you never managed to fulfill, or perhaps this is about a certain project, something perhaps unfinished, or something that you had already initiated in the past. This could be very much the case here. Overall, here, this eclipse can help you to grow professionally, move up in your career ladder. Perhaps you're starting a new job, you're changing jobs, starting a new business. New opportunities could be coming your way as well. Now, this eclipse is tightly conjunct Chiron. Whenever Chiron is involved, very often any issues, especially here with the 10th house influence, so any issues, any unhealed emotions, feelings connected to your career reputation, connected to your ability to succeed professionally. So any insecurities, fears might show up or come up to the surface during this time. So here, there's an opportunity for closing some major chapters, especially connected to some misconceptions you may have about yourself. Anything that basically makes you lose your confidence or perhaps makes you feel restricted. In a way, with the solar eclipse, you are closing a major cycle, because 19 years ago, we had a similar series of eclipses that also influenced your career and home area. And now, for you, this is an opportunity to move forward and leave the past behind, move forward to a brighter future, build something that will generally help you to feel successful, happy, content, and fulfilled, professionally speaking. On the 20th, on the other hand, we've got a Jupiter and Uranus conjunction at 21 degrees of Taurus happening in your friendship area. So here, the 11th house, which will be activated by this conjunction, is connected to our future dreams, long-term goals, long-term plans, hopes, wishes, good luck and fortune as well. But here, this area also connects to any social activity, friendships. Jupiter is about growth, connected to growth. Jupiter is connected to expansion. Jupiter is connected to abundant energy, but also with Jupiter, we need to be grounded, because very often it's very easy to overextend oneself, it's very easy to be over optimistic about a certain idea. So here, yes, practicality and staying grounded in the reality will be very helpful during this time, because Uranus, on the other hand, is connected to the unexpected, the unforeseen situations, events, whatever it is here. There's also a little bit of that energy connected to technology, media, progressive thinking, sudden, unexpected, unforeseen situations. So here, when Jupiter and Uranus align together, this could be a time of some new opportunities for meeting like-minded people, business networking, perhaps some new opportunities connected to some kind of involvement in a group. Perhaps you're joining a new organization. For some, this could be very much connected to some financial gains. This is definitely here possible. So financial gains through teamwork, group involvement, perhaps an opportunity for becoming a project manager or joining new organization. Now, the 11th house is the second house from the 10th. So here in Horary astrology, we could look at it as the house that of financial gains through your profession. So perhaps this is also when some surprises and opportunities could come up as a result of some financial opportunities, financial prospects that could emerge connected to career growth, business growth, for example. Now, here you might be also stimulated to explore new hobbies, new interests, and perhaps this is also about connecting with like-minded people, working with others towards a common cause, for example. Perhaps you will be establishing a group on Facebook and a community of some sort, or perhaps on a different platform. But here, for some, this could also play out in a way that you will be, or you will want to establish your own community, and perhaps you will use technology, media in order to do so. All right, so moving forward, on the 23rd of April, we've got a full moon in Scorpio at 4 degrees. Now, something interesting is that this particular full moon is connected to a solar eclipse from October 2022. See whether you can remember what happened in your life in autumn or October, more specifically, because if you are in a southern hemisphere, that would have been spring. But overall, October 2022, what did you start? What did you initiate in the area connected to your creative interests, self-expression, romance, children, self-employment? Now, the reason I'm mentioning that is because something connected to that period in time might be very relevant during this full moon. Now, of course, Scorpio brings a lot of intensity, it brings a lot of transformative energy connected to death and rebirth. This could mean that you are deepening a romantic connection in your life. This could also signify that you're completing a major project you've been working on. On a different level, perhaps there is a situation that needs to be addressed with your child, with your children. Perhaps they need your support, your help. Now, on a different level, this could also be connected to your desire to perhaps express yourself or your creative urges in some artistic way. Now, some issues connected to self-confidence and that ability to be your authentic self might come up or show up during conversations with others, or perhaps during certain circumstances, for example. We've got a square to Pluto at this time, Pluto in the sign of Aquarius, in your 8th house of transformation. Now, squares represent tense energy, sometimes an obstacle that needs a little bit of energy, a little bit of effort in order to be resolved. But overall, this is when you might be questioning. You might be questioning yourself or perhaps the motives of other people around this time. And this could lead to a period of emotional intensity or even transformation. Perhaps this full moon wants you to, or wants to help you to eliminate any blockages, any limiting beliefs that stand in the way towards creating or forming healthy relationships with others. I think this could be very much about that as well, because the sun at this point will be in the sign of Taurus, also squaring Pluto. So perhaps this could be also connected to a situation with someone that you know through a group, or perhaps an acquaintance, a friend. And perhaps there could be a situation that might actually make you question whether you want to move forward with this connection, whether this connection is actually healthy for you, for your well-being, or perhaps whether you want to end it. You might be questioning the motives of this person, especially since Mercury is also retrograde at this point in the sign of Aries, especially since also Mercury is retrograde. So Mercury retrograde could also create misunderstandings or confusions. So perhaps this square might also make you question this connection, or perhaps this is connected to your financial area of life. And perhaps you'll be implementing the necessary changes in order to support your long-term goals and plans. Now, on the 25th, we've got Mercury stationing direct in Aries at 16 degrees. So this is the end of the retrograde, when a planet stations direct from a retrograde phase. This is usually this is like a forward momentum. Life resumes, you will regain the clarity that you may have lacked throughout the retrograde phase. But also here with Mercury retrograde, you might change your mind about a certain idea that has been brewing in your mind throughout the retrograde phase. But perhaps after the retrograde phase is over, you will realize that actually this isn't the right time for implementing these specific goals, ideas, whatever it is. So here, very often we change our mind about a specific specific matter that perhaps we've been obsessing about. This is also when communication, self-expression becomes easier. Perhaps you'll be making an important decision as well, connected to your career. And at the same time, any projects that perhaps you've been working on throughout April, and perhaps if you experience setbacks, delays, you will see that it will be much easier to reach your deadlines and to reach your objectives in your professional life once Mercury stations direct on the 25th. Now, the post-show period of this retrograde ends on the 13th at 27 degrees of Aries. All right, so here we go, Cancers. Thank you very much. I wish you a pleasant month, and until the next time, bye for now.